let's talk about media activities. This is something I spend a lot of my time doing on behalf of my clients, pitching to try and get them featured in the media. As we've discussed, this can bring great credibility and relatability to our personal brand. And there's a few key ways that I use the media to boost the profile of my clients, and you can too. The first is telling your story. This would be features or experience-based articles that tell people a bit about who you are, the journey you've been on, and the things that you've experienced. And usually they would relate back to your business. This helps people relate to your journey, your challenges, your lessons, many of which they might be experiencing themselves. And it makes you appear more real and less perfect, which makes you much more likable. And it often helps explain or demonstrate why you do what you do now in terms of how you help people through your business and why. For example, these are clients of mine, the Gavin sisters, who shared their story of their unique living arrangement and health transformation to help promote their business in this UK national newspaper. This massively boosted their profile, and it meant that they were sharing something that other people could relate to. The second way we can use the media is by sharing our knowledge. You can share this through blogs, thought leader articles, where you give people a chance to tap into your knowledge, your lessons, and the things that might help them on their own journey. Again, this positions you as someone credible, knowledgeable, and giving that people can trust. An example of this would be George Collar, a CEO that I work with, who recently wrote about rebuilding trust as a way of positioning his business as one that people can trust and as one of the good guys in his sector. Again, this was all designed to build credibility and reputation. The third way we can use the media is giving your opinion. It's a great media strategy because the media loves someone who's willing to give a strong opinion, and it also positions you as someone bold, who's an action taker, who doesn't sit on the fence and is an authority figure in your field. And it helps you find your tribe, those who are your people and not your people, i.e. those who agree with you and those who don't. In this example, my client Gabriel Madaloni shared his opinion in a Scottish national newspaper on AI and how business owners can use it for good, something that showed him as an expert in his field and an authority figure, but also one that people may or may not agree with. Giving your opinion can take the form of writing articles for newspapers or magazines, or providing expert comment to contribute to stories. Finally, to round off this lesson, there's two ways to pitch to the media: proactively and reactively. Proactive outreach involves researching potential opportunities, publications, journalists, and pitching your idea to them directly. A great example of this is Matt Pink. Matt wanted to share his story of his struggle with alcohol and personal tragedy that he'd been through to help others. He wanted to show himself as someone who could understand and could support people going through similar things. And as a result of some proactive outreach that I did around Dry January, he got this article published in the Telegraph in the UK. Reactive opportunities involve looking out for opportunities that journalists are asking for help with, stories that they're writing that they need contributors for. And this is often either someone to share an expert opinion on a subject or someone who has experienced the thing that they want to write about. So a great example of this is my client Sanj, who was recently quoted in Women's Health Online magazine, when we responded to a request from a journalist looking for someone to give their views on electrolytes, which was something that Sanj knows about. So we pitched him and they used his comments in their article, massively boosting his credibility. There's one thing you have to remember about media outreach. It's all about persistence and creativity. You know the saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. That applies perfectly here. You might get a nice quick win, but mostly you have to keep trying. You have to keep being creative, looking at new angles, different publications, even different reporters at the same publication. Key thing to remember is do not give up.